Hello everyone, welcome back to my kitchen and welcome back to another episode of A Bite of Life. Today we're going to be making some slow braised chicken in the Dutch oven. I'm going to go over all the ingredients you're going to need for this and we can get started. For this dish we'll need some thighs and some drumsticks, 2 celery stalks, 2 carrots, I have fresh tarragon, some garlic, some shallot. We'll use about a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. I've got dry sherry here. You could also use some cognac. I've got flour, all-purpose flour, some chicken stock, and some heavy cream. With the celery, we're going to just give it a nice big dice and then throw it onto the plate. As well as with the carrots, we're gonna just do a big dice. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're gonna be braising this and then straining it, so it doesn't need to be perfect. The garlic, this was 2 cloves. We do wanna mince the garlic pretty fine. And then we have 1 large shallot, which we are also going to mince down pretty fine. And that is our veggies. The chicken I rinsed really well and then I patted dry. You could use a kitchen cloth or some paper towels. Then I'm going to be aggressively seasoning each side with kosher salt and cracked black pepper. Get each side real good. And then I'm gonna throw all the chicken into a mixing bowl with about 2.5 tablespoons of flour. This is all-purpose flour. And then we just want to coat the chicken really well. This is going to help brown and get a nice sear and a nice crust on the chicken. So now we're going to sear off our chicken. We can do it in small batches. I got my Dutch oven that's already been heating up for about 4 or 5 minutes. I want a good little amount of extra virgin olive oil in here. We could probably do 2 batches because I don't want to crowd the chicken. So it's been about 4.5, 5 minutes, and that's exactly what we're looking for. We want to get a nice golden crust on here. And now I'm going to sear the other side for about 4 to 5 minutes. It's a really pretty golden color on there. That's just what you are looking for. And already a fond is starting to build on there. Okay, so the second batch is nice and brown. Put that there. All right, so our chicken's been browned off. And now real quick about what's in the pan. All these brown bits, this is, liquid gold here. Well, this is all crusted up now. It will be liquid gold when we deglaze. You could add a little bit of butter in there if it was too tight. Actually, I think I'm gonna add just a tad bit of butter in there. So we're gonna add a little bit of butter in there. It's still pretty wet, like with the oil and the chicken juices, so it might not have needed the butter, but I'm just gonna do it just to be safe. And now I'm gonna go in with the shallot, garlic, and the celery. So I'm gonna add a pinch of kosher and some black pepper to the veggies, and salt can help release some of the moisture of the veggies. So this has been about 2 minutes. It already smells incredible. I'm gonna let it go another minute. It's starting to soften up a little bit. I'm gonna let it go just another minute before we deglaze. Now I'm going to deglaze with my sherry. All right. And I'm just gonna flambe it real quick. You don't have to do this. It'll burn off without setting it on fire. It's just kind of fun to do that. And this is also when you're gonna wanna add in about a tablespoon of red wine vinegar. And this is gonna help just balance everything, cut through all the savoriness. All right, I'm gonna cut the heat up top. The sherry has been mostly evaporated. I'm gonna put our chicken back in. And this time it's okay if it's gonna be crowded, because we're gonna braise this, and we're gonna slow braise this in the oven. So we're gonna put all our pieces back in. And if there's any juices on your plate from when you seared your chicken, you want to also put that back in there. This is really hot because it's on my oven, and my oven's heated up. So we're gonna put all of those delicious juices back in. We don't want to lose any of that flavor. Okay. And now we're gonna add chicken stock. So we want it to be up close to the top, but not covering of the chicken. We want it to be pretty close to the top. We just want a little bit exposed, so that looks like about enough. That was about maybe 3/4 of a quart of chicken stock. So, and I didn't mention this in my ingredients, but throw in a couple bay leaves. All right. So now uncovered, we're gonna put our Dutch oven in the oven, 350 degrees, for about 30 to 35 minutes, and then we can finish up the dish. Okay, so it's been about 35 minutes, and we're gonna take out our Dutch oven. Already smells so good. We're gonna take all these pieces out. Got a nice crust on the top. They're already like wanting to fall apart. So they're super tender. So we're gonna put these just off to the side to just keep warm. I can put them in the oven because the residual heat of the oven that we just turned off can keep them warm. It's a little too hot right now because I just turned it off. So we're gonna leave them out just for a minute. And now, what I want to do is I want to strain this beautiful broth that we made. There we go. This puppy's really hot. I'm gonna put this right back into our pot. And we're gonna bring this up to a simmer. While this is coming up to temperature, I'm going to come over here and so I just wanna cut this a couple times. And this is what we're gonna put this tarragon in at the very end after we've reduced and add our cream. All right, so that's ready to go. So as you can see, this is already starting to simmer. The Dutch oven was really hot from the oven, so it didn't take long to come up to a nice simmer. And this is when we want to add in our Dijon mustard. I'm gonna do a good healthy tablespoon of Dijon. So after the Dijon has blended into the sauce, I'm going to add in, there's about a half a pint of heavy cream. We're gonna give this about 3 or 4 minutes just to nicely reduce. All these little flavor bits floating around in here. I don't want to add the tarragon just yet because I want it to be one of the last things that I add so it doesn't break down too much, doesn't cook down too much. So we're gonna just let this kind of marry together and reduce down. It smells so good, but we're just gonna be a little bit more patient and just finish this up. So as you can see, this is really reduced down and we're getting the small bubbles now and it looks perfect. So I'm going to put in all of that fresh tarragon that I just lightly chopped. Put that in there. And this is also when you want to season. So I'm gonna go a couple nice generous pinches of kosher sea salt, as well as some black pepper. So now I'm gonna cut the heat, take the chicken out, and start plating up. And now our chicken. Luxurious sauce. Put a little tarragon on the top. So tender, it was falling apart. I know this is going to be intense. That is without a doubt the best thing we've made on this channel so far. It is so intense. The skin's got a crispiness, just an excellent like crust on the outside, but it's just so tender. It's just falling apart, okay? Look at that, look how tender. It's just breaking apart. You don't even really need the knife. And then this sauce is so luxurious, like velvety, rich. You get some more sauce there. I think you want that bite right there. You want that right there. King's running around like a crazy man. He can't take it anymore. All right, buddy, I'll get you a bite. Wow. Not being melodramatic. Without a doubt, the best thing that we've made on the channel so far. It is phenomenal. It's so good. Come here, King. All right, you've been waiting patiently. So second moment of truth. Come here, bud. Come here. You like it? Getting more, please. You guys need to make this. Wow. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in today. If you could leave a like, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And we will see you on the next episode. Have a great day.